What is up, everybody? This is Daniel Beltz from King Watch LA. The Lakers just wrapped up Game 4 of the 2020 NBA Finals, and Laker fans, we are 1 win away. We are 1 win away from title number 17, and try not to get too ahead of ourselves. I think tonight was one of the first games where it felt like the actual playoffs. Like all the other games, like you have that playoff intensity. These games matter in the playoffs, but tonight it felt like from start to finish, it was a gritty game. It was a well-coached, well-played game from two teams deserving of a NBA championship. The Heat are probably one of the toughest teams to face, even with Goran Dragic injured. Just they're a well-coached team. They play defense. They know their role. They play within their role. They don't pout when they don't get plays called for them. They're a very just well-coached team. Great leadership by Jimmy Butler on that team. And you just see they're going to be a problem for many years to come in the East. The Heat are a great team. They have cap space in the future. They have young talent to develop. They also have picks, assets to trade to get better as well. And there's also Giannis maybe going to the Heat in 2021. So they're going to be, in my opinion, there for a while. They're going to be they're going to be there in contention for the next 4 or 5 years. So like hats off to the Heat for battling Game 4. Tonight was like you kind of felt the playoff intensity. It was a very low scoring game. It looks sloppy at times. You saw people diving on the floor, over rotating. It was brilliant. You saw a couple shot clock violations just because that's how well the defense was played on both sides of the ball. Tonight was just a very in my opinion, I think it was the first game that felt like the NBA Finals. Like games 1 and 2, LeBron AD played amazing. It just, for whatever reason, like it felt like there was just missing that intensity. Game 3, the Lakers kind of came out flat. But tonight, from both teams, start to finish, there was just that intensity where every possession mattered, every offensive set mattered, anything mattered tonight. And like you saw that on the players' expressions, coaches' expressions, timeouts, yada. It was just it was an awesome experience basically as a fan. Like I didn't think, like I had kind of doubts after the first half that if the Lakers were going to be able to hold on or not. AD and Bron kind of stalled out in the first half, and you got to give the Heat credit. They kind of went away from zone and just played straight up man. That's what Bam allows you to do. When he's back, you don't have to play as much zone because he cleans up almost every defensive weakness that you have. He's kind of like Anthony Davis in that aspect. We can play man because we have Anthony Davis back there to cover a lot of space. That's what Bam Adebayo does. So with him back, our offense looks stagnant in the first half. Thankfully, KCP deserves his flowers, especially if we win this ring. He is one of the most important players on the Los Angeles Lakers. He has stepped up in almost every single way. He had a rough start the past 2 games in the NBA Finals, but tonight he was everything you can ask for and more in a role player. He shot the ball fantastically, played defense. He's also a big reason why Duncan Robinson isn't getting as many open looks from threes as he might have in the past couple series. He's just a pest on defense. He fights through screens, rotates, plays good on-ball defense, and not shy to take a big shot and make it when it matters like he did tonight in the fourth quarter. We don't win this game without Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. We've made jokes at his expense, especially on Kobe's retirement night, the Jersey night, where he airballed against the Warriors, and we've made jokes about that nonstop. He went through the ankle monitor, like where people photoshopped him playing with an ankle monitor on. Those jokes. Also, with the beginning of this season, he missed, I think, his first 12 or 13 shots to start the 2019-2020 NBA season. So he's been here. He's one of our longest tenured Lakers with Kuzma, and I believe Caruso. They've been here 3 years now. And Kuz and both KCP have been slandered, and we've wanted them to be great. We've seen the potential for them to be great. They just have a lot of bonehead moments. And KCP, this playoffs, this bubble basketball, he's played some of his best basketball in his career in this bubble, and he deserves everything he's going to get this offseason. Hopefully a ring. We got 1 more game to go. to get to title number 17, and we want to see him hoist up that trophy. He deserves it. And a lot of people have actually had faith in KCP throughout the whole year, saying he's going to come alive in a finals game where we need him. One of the followers on Twitter, Karate Chris, he pointed that out, that he said this last year when KCP was struggling going through that rut in the beginning of the season. He said there's going to be a point in time where KCP is going to basically win you a playoff game. And tonight, the Heat we went up by 7, and the Heat came back. And then I believe KCP scored 5 straight points. He had a 3 in transition, and then he had a layup over Duncan Robinson. So, again, we don't win that game without KCP. We also don't win this game without LeBron James or Anthony Davis. It's fantastic to have a superstar dynamic duo like we have with those two. As you heard Anthony Davis in the press conference after the game, he wanted to guard Jimmy so Bron could do everything he does on offense. He notices the toll that it takes off of LeBron to kind of initiate the offense and control every aspect of that in year 17 at the age of 35, with all the miles he's put on his NBA body with his 10th finals trip, as well as Olympic basketball as well. LeBron has a ton of basketball miles, so he can't do it all in year 17 anymore. He needs help from his co-superstar, and that's what AD did. Tonight, as unimpactful as Anthony Davis was in Game 3, I believe he was as impactful tonight. It might not have looked like that if you look at the stat sheet, if you look at just 22 points, but if you watched him play on defense in the second half especially, it seemed like he dictated everything the Heat were going to do. He shut Jimmy Butler's water off completely. I don't know how many points Jimmy Butler scored in the second half, but it can't have been much. I believe he scored 12 points in the first quarter, and after that it was shaky. And I don't know how many points he ended up with. I believe 20. But in that second half, Anthony Davis was everywhere. Even the shots that they were making over Anthony Davis, the Tyler Hero floater, and I believe one of Duncan's shots came over AD, but they were tough shots. And you will live with the opposing team making those shots. So as unimpactful as Anthony Davis was in Game 3, he was everywhere tonight in the fourth quarter, basically on defense as well. To me, in my opinion, you can't go wrong with whoever you think is going to win Finals MVP with LeBron James or Anthony Davis. And to me, that says just as much about LeBron as it does Anthony Davis. If you're Anthony Davis, you're in the running for Finals MVP with LeBron James. And it's not like you're trailing in that discussion. It's basically, they're tied, in my opinion. It's neck and neck. And the history of LeBron James in the finals when his team wins, has anyone ever been neck and neck with LeBron James going into a deciding game? I don't believe that has happened. I believe Anthony Davis is the first player to kind of play as well as LeBron James the entire series. And that's why we think Anthony Davis might be LeBron's most talented teammate of all time. I believe Dwayne Wade even agrees with that. Yes, Dwayne Wade got a finals MVP on his own, ring on his own. And he deserves all the credit for that. And he's a fantastic player, top 3 shooting guard of all time. No, it's not James Harden. It's Mike, Kobe, then Wade. And that's just that's how talented Anthony Davis is. That's how much of a great player Anthony Davis is. Even if Anthony Davis doesn't come away with the Finals MVP hardware, just what he's done this postseason kind of puts him in that discussion. He will be above Kyrie in terms of a better player than Kyrie that has played with LeBron. And again, if you're in a discussion with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, you're in a very great discussion. And I don't care who wins out of those two. If LeBron gets it, it's great for his legacy. If AD gets it, it's AD's I'm here moment, basically. So either way, you can't go wrong with either or. And for the people saying that AD only puts up points when LeBron feeds them, well, our defense is only great when Anthony Davis kind of anchors it. So they feed off each other. That's why I don't want to split hairs. I don't want to start a rivalry between the two. They both feed off of each other, and they both are reasons why the other player plays so well. LeBron can do what he does on offense because of what AD does on defense. And AD can do what he does on defense because of what LeBron James does on offense. And eventually they'll meet up in the middle with Like AD will step up on the offensive side as well, and LeBron James will step up on the defensive side. So if they anchor both sides and then just meet in the middle on the other side, we have two great, fantastic Finals MVP caliber players. And that's what you're seeing with this 2020 Finals run. Both players have made a case in all three of the games that we've won why they're the better player. But again, as long as the Laker wins it, who cares? We're not what's it called? We're not the Warriors that want to do Steph better, KD better, whatever. We don't care. We saw Shaq win Finals MVPs 3 straight years. We didn't care. We knew Shaq's dominance important to this team, and we also knew Kobe's importance to this team. Like, we know that Kobe was fantastic in the series before the finals, like even maybe more so than Shaq against the Spurs, against the Kings. It's just based off matchups. And again, Kobe played a hell of a finals in 2001, 2002. It's just Shaq was that fucking dominant. So like, we don't care whether it's LeBron or Anthony Davis, as long as one of them gets it. Even in 2010, for as great as Kobe was, Powell was almost in that discussion for Finals MVP in 2010. That's just how great Powell was in that series, and that's just how great Kobe is in general. Like, we don't care who gets it. Like, Worthy, Magic, and Kareem all got one in the 80s. Like, we don't care. What we care about is 16, 17. We want championship number 17 in LA. KCP could win Finals MVP for all we care. As long as we're holding up number 17 at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And what's up, Osmosis? Yeah, KCP is definitely earning basically not just that no trade clause, but he's going to be an expensive free agent coming up. He has had a great 2020. KCP has improved he's made some money off the bubble. The money that Montrezl Harrell lost in the bubble is the money that KCP has picked up. Especially if you just look at how impactful this team is when KCP is on the court. When he's scoring like that and defending, we're pretty damn hard to beat, especially if Anthony Davis and LeBron can get you to 50 points. So if he's giving you 15 on top of the 50 plus that LeBron James and Anthony Davis give you, we're going to be very hard to beat in a 7-game series. And I believe KCP will be very important to try and keep on to for next season when we do eventually run into the Warriors. I think he's a player that would play well in a series versus the Warriors, and I'm just looking forward to next season because after number 17, we'll enjoy it, we'll celebrate it a bit. But as fans, we don't want to just tie the Celtics in titles. We want to see the Lakers get number 18 and have the most titles in the NBA. But of course, we're going to enjoy it if it does happen, if 17 does come our way. I really want it to happen on Friday night. So we as fans can all enjoy a fun Friday night together, get drunk on this podcast, on Twitter, whatever the hell it may be. We're in crazy times where outdoor celebrations probably aren't the way to go. Stay inside, be safe, but enjoy it, get drunk. If you are over the age of 21, please do drink, but drink responsibly, but enjoy it. Try not to get suspended on Twitter. I know a lot of receipts will be flying that night. I know if the Lakers do win number 17, a lot of people I follow, a lot of people I interact with will be getting suspended on the app just based off of how it's gone so far. It's going to be a hilarious night, and it's going to be a very fun night to discuss the legacies of Anthony Davis, LeBron, Dwight, Rondo, if number 17 does happen. Because a ring for Dwight Howard means a lot. Another ring for Rondo will make him the first player to play in the NBA that's won a ring with both the Celtics and the Lakers. So that'll be nuts if that actually does happen. And I'm very happy that Bam Adebayo came back and played tonight because now both teams are only missing their starting point guard. Like, I don't like to hear the excuse word. I know that the Heat have lost both games Bam have played, so it is what it is. You can only play who's in front of you. And again, this Heat team is deep, in my opinion. They have a lot of players that are going to be in the league for quite a while. Tyler Hero is going to be a problem. I didn't think he was that good until I kind of watched him in the playoffs because the 2 earlier games, I didn't really see it with the Lakers and Heat in the regular season. I just thought he was a player that nice little hot streak when he gets hot, but the things he's doing in these playoffs, the shots he's making, just how he carries himself, how he's able to get his own shot, And I think he's even improved as a defender in this postseason, but he's going to be a problem for many years to come, and wish him all the best. I don't mind him smirking. I don't care. You won the game, smirk a bit. Like, we don't have to uphold to these rules all the time. If you're showboating down 10, like Russell did against the Lakers, that's when I'm like, what the hell are you doing? But if you just won your first finals game and you made a tough shot to put the dagger in that series or in that game, go ahead and celebrate a bit. Like, I would. If I'm in a game 3 NBA finals, I just make a shot to kind of put the game away. I'll probably smirk. I'll probably talk some shit. But it's when you're down 15 or 20 and you're talking shit in an elimination game. That's when I'm just like, why? What are you doing? And with Jimmy Butler going, you're in trouble, basically just responding to what LeBron James was saying in the first quarter. No problem as well. Like, you have to be able to take shit getting talked to you if you're going to talk shit. So, like, I do enjoy the Thanos Destiny Still Arrives videos and memes with how Dame, Murray, and Russ all like either celebrate or whatever, and like the hero smirk. Like, I think it's funny, but like, if you win the game, go ahead, celebrate a bit. Like, it's a playoff game. It's an NBA Finals game. It's the time you're going to celebrate. Yes, we want our athletes or whatever to like just kind of have the job's not done, job's not finished mentality. But like for up and coming players, I think it's kind of terrible to try to how would I say it? To try to put them in that mindset so early, just because they are players finding themselves. They will be in that position again, in my opinion. Let them have fun. The game is supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be just kind of stoic and like the entire time. We want to see these players enjoy themselves. We want to see them express themselves. I want that as a fan. Just don't do it when you're down 15. That's all I say, because there's nothing smart about doing it when you're down 15. Like, you're getting embarrassed. Why are you celebrating something? But if you make a shot in game 3 of the NBA Finals to put the team away, smirk, shimmy, do whatever the hell you want to do, a cartwheel. I don't care. And who's in trouble now? Right now, Dion, it's the Heat. The Lakers kind of adjusted to them going back to playing man. What the Lakers did get well in game 1 and 2, the Heat took away in game 3. The Lakers would flash middle the entire time in games 1 and 2, and LeBron and Rondo kind of just destroyed that defense. Game 3, they took that away. Tonight, Vogel finally took out Dwight in the second half, and you saw the spacing get a little bit better for LeBron, Anthony Davis. That's why you saw their numbers kind of go up. You might not see the results immediately when you take out Dwight and you put in Markieff, who has had one hell of a bubble as well. And for the people watching at home, we got Markieff for free. We didn't trade for him. He was a buyout. We got Markieff for free, whereas certain teams got his twin brother for a first-round pick and yada. Meanwhile, Markieff is in the NBA Finals. I believe he's shooting 40% from 3 at the clip he's shooting, which is pretty impressive. And he's out on the court in winning time. And we picked him up in March. Like, we got him for free. Or we didn't get him in March. We got him in early February, I believe, late February. But since he's been here, since he's played, he's been a positive on his team, a positive on the bench. He's one of the reasons why our bench plays as well as it does. He, Caruso, Rondo, and Kuzma have had a fantastic bubble. Kuzma, hot and cold sometimes. He's like that Katy Perry song. But again, when Kuzma's locked in, when Kuzma's not trying to do too much, he's a very good role player. The only one that's kind of had a down series is Danny Green. You hear that he might be hurt, might be dealing with something. And he talked about mental health with the bubble. And these players have been here since July. We're in the early weeks of October, so they've been here a while. They all miss home. You guys all would miss home too. It's like, I get the mental aspects of what they're going through. So like, it's at the end of the day, it's basketball and it's our fandom. But again, it's just basketball. There's bigger things at play. So we should only criticize what Danny Green has been doing on the basketball court, nothing else, just that. And who knows, maybe Danny Green next year plays better. I don't know if he's coming back next year or not. I don't know if he has a player option or a team option. I just know he has an option next season. And if it's a player option, I think the team might look to move that contract next season. But again, Game 5 still is on Friday. Lakers have 2 days off from now until Friday. Anthony Davis played the most minutes he's played this final series. He played 42 minutes tonight. LeBron played 39. I believe they played so much tonight knowing that they had 2 days rest, and what LeBron James told Vogel tonight was a must-win in his opinion. The Heat definitely look to have their, I guess I'll quote Vogel, their swag back, and they're just kind of like their moxie of a team. And so, like, I think the Lakers did feel the pressure of a Game 4, of whether it goes back to being a tie series or 3-1. And the Lakers have, I believe, been up 3-1 in each of the first 3 series, because we've only lost 4 games now, and we lost 1 each series. So, yeah, we've been in 3-1 each situation, and we've also been in 2-1 each situation. Just very excited to see what this team looks like on Friday night. I want to celebrate Friday night. I have Saturday off. Everyone almost might have Saturday off. We want to celebrate. I already have champagne freezing for it. I just need that shit to happen. We need 17 in LA. It's been a very up and down year for Laker fans. It's been an up and down decade basically for the fans of the Los Angeles Lakers. And I know for opposing fans that might not seem like a long time, basically because your team might have been trashed for the past 30, 40 years, but we're not used to that. So 10 years feels like a lifetime for us. Yes, we're Lakers exceptionalists, but we just want to see a title back in LA. And I don't know. Tonight, I thought Caruso played very well. I think he plays very well almost every night, just because I don't expect much offensively from him. I expect him to make 1 or 2 layups each game and knock down an open 3 and play great defense for the rest of the game. And that's all I expect from Alex Caruso, which has happened almost every night that he plays. Same with Kuz. I don't expect too much from him, but try and slow down Jimmy Butler when you get switched onto him, because they are going to hunt you. They've hunted Kuzma every single time he's in the game in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter. They hunt Kuzma. So as long as you're playing as much defense as you can and just hitting open shots on the other side, that's all we can ask for. Markieff Morris, same thing. What I like with Markieff is he can take it off the dribble. I didn't really think that he could anymore. Just I hadn't seen it in a while for Markieff. And tonight there was a couple plays where he took it off the dribble, pass, and then got like the hockey assist. Same with Danny Green. Although I don't want to see Danny Green dribble the ball that much more. Shoot it or pass. I'm tired of seeing Danny Green pump fake as well. Like, I haven't seen anyone bite on a Danny Green pump fake all bubble. So I don't know. There's a lot of ways the Lakers can kind of improve basically off of tonight and kind of transition that into Friday for Game 5, which is hopefully the last game of the series, because I don't know if I told you guys in the last live episode, but I've been growing this out for the entire bubble playoffs, and I'm ready to shave. This thing itches like a motherfucker, and I'm tired of having a beard, tired of having this mustache, I'm just tired of it all. So once the Lakers do win number 17, I can go back to being clean shaven and all that other jazz and stop wearing hats all the time. So we'll see what is in store for us Friday night. I do think Markieff or Kuzma will be starting Game 5. And we don't even know if Goran's going to be back for the series or not. He tried to give it a go tonight. I believe Woj or one of the Heat reporters reported that he tried to play defense against one of the trainers and couldn't move laterally. So that was what decided with Goran not playing Game 4. But again, there's 2 days off until Game 5, so maybe he's back Game 5. I would like to beat the Heat at full strength. That's just me as a fan. And I do think we need to give this Lakers team a ton of praise. Just we were, not to get all receipt-ish on you guys, but we weren't projected to be here from a lot of people in the media. If you saw ESPN, basically right after Kawhi signed in LA, we were supposed to be the JV team, I guess, this season with the Clippers. We heard the Clippers were going to be the 96 Bulls. You turn on any sports show, Kawhi runs the league. Clippers going to finally get their first championship in LA. They'll finally make their first Western Conference Finals. You heard talks about the Jazz, the Nuggets being better than us. Don't know why. But just mainly that. You saw the Clippers roll out their earn, not given, LA our way, streetlights over spotlights. You saw people kind of push narratives in LA that just kind of aren't true. With they try to go with the Clipper fans are working class, whereas Laker fans are Hollywood, and I'm just like, if they only knew the amount of Laker fans that there are and the spectrum of us as fans, just classifying us as Hollywood, I think, is a slap in the face to all the fans that have been here throughout the good and the bad years, not just of my generation, but of the 50, 60, 70-year-olds that have been diehard, lifelong Laker fans that have passed that down from generation to generation. Slapping Laker fans as just Hollywood is just, I think, kind of disrespectful. And so, like, if we do win number 17, we're going to enjoy the hell out of that. And it's been fun getting to know all of you guys through Lakers Twitter. I started this podcast as Zotime Podcast in 2017, 2018, something like that. I've been a lifelong Laker fan since 1999. So out of my 28 years, I've been a Laker fan for 20. So it's been fun being a fan of, I think, in my opinion, the greatest franchise of all time. And to see Kobe, Shaq, Pau, Lamar, Artest, Fisher, to watch highlights of Magic, Kareem, Worthy, Cooper, Scott, like, to see this team kind of uphold to their legacy. So, like, we're 1 away from hoisting that trophy up, that Larry O'Brien up. This team will be classified with those teams. And the amount of talent that are on those teams, we'll get to see this Los Angeles Lakers team join them. Like, we'll get to see KCP hopefully be a champion. Rondo, another champion. You'll even see Kostas Antetokounmpo become a champion. He'll be the first member in his family to become a champion, which is hilarious. But again, I think this title means so much to both LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Like, this solidifies, if LeBron James does win this, there's not really much you could say about LeBron after this. Like, yes, he'll have more finals losses than wins, but again, I believe he'll be the first player to win 3 championships with 3 different teams. As well as Danny Green is, I believe, on schedule to do that as well, but LeBron James might be the first player to win 3 separate finals MVPs with 3 separate teams, which that would be a hell of a tremendous feat. But again, Anthony Davis also has a chance to become a finals MVP at his age. And he is a free agent at the end of this year. So that could mean a lot to him if he does win finals MVP or whatever. The goal was to bring a championship to the city of Los Angeles in year 1 of Anthony Davis and LeBron James. And we are 1 win away from doing that. That was the goal. That was our expectations. We don't shy away from expectations as fans. We expect the Lakers to be here. We expect rings. We expect playoff wins. We expect finals wins. We don't care if you go out in the second round. Like, we don't applaud you for getting there. We expect you to win championships. We don't hang banners for Western Conference Finals appearances like the Kings do, or have a celebratory night like the Kings do. Like, you see banners and you see jerseys, and that's it. And then you see Sparks jerseys, Sparks titles, and then you see the statues in front. And then you see the LA Kings banner as well. And then you see the Laker greats out front on Figueroa. Like, you see Magic, Shaq, Kareem. You see these players. You see the titles. You see the banners. You see the jerseys. That's what the Los Angeles Lakers play for. That's their expectation. This team has a chance to join that elite brand Friday night, and I think they'll actually get it done. I think the series will be over in 5. In my opinion, it should have been over tonight. The Lakers should have took care of business in game 3. They did go up 2 after, I believe, was it Bron or AD made a shot in the fourth quarter of game 3 to go up 2, and the Heat took a timeout. I just thought game 3 was over. But again, the Heat are a resilient team. They've been fighting for their life this entire postseason. Like, they're just a team full of people that don't give up. And it's applaudable. Like, they're a team where, like, we played the Nuggets, I didn't really care for their team. We played the Rockets, I didn't really care. Blazers, I like. Heat, despite the fact that we have to beat them, I like their makeup of a team. I like their coach. I think Spo's one of the greatest coaches in the NBA that the NBA has to offer. There's a very well-coached team from top down with Pat Riley. They're just very well-crafted. And I believe they're going to get more crafted once, because I do think Giannis ends up in Miami. That's where I think Giannis actually goes. I think Giannis will be a member of the Miami Heat in 2021. I don't know who his teammates will be, but he'll be there. But again, this has been Daniel Beltz from King Watch LA. Make sure you guys follow on King Watch LA Twitter, as well as follow and like on HNB Media TV. Friday, I don't know how this podcast is going to go. If the Lakers do win number 17, I want to say there will be a video reaction, but it might just be you guys commenting in the comments and me just chugging. Might be watching it with some friends, family members that I've been around during this time, so we'll see. But again, the job's not done. Job's not finished. That's why we're just kind of not overly celebrating being up 3-1, because we've seen 3-1 leads come and go, especially this playoffs. The Nuggets took care of 2 of those. But again, game 5 is Friday night. I hope they finish it on Friday so that these people can go home. These people can go back to living their lives. Anyway, this has been Daniel Beltz from King Watch LA. Thank you guys for paying attention. Until the next time we speak, go Lakers, man.